Figuring out my own recovery and realizing like I can't allow other people's actions to affect my emotions and my decisions. Huge change.
Repeat that. When you say heavy things, do you actually mean weights? Or do you just lift heavy things?
I do, no, I'm not like lifting my bike, no. I mean, I should be a little more specific. Yeah, I just grab random boxes of things. No, it's weights.
You just don't like, I love this though. Like, instead of calling them weights, because that sounds hard, like we just call them things. We just lift heavy things.
I love it. I am so excited to be here. I've been waiting for this.
It is so good. So my friends, when you're listening, you are in for a freaking treat because Amber is the bomb.com. And let me just, before I even give you all like, yay, look at how amazing Amber is, I just gotta say, I am so excited. I've said that probably a million times already so far, but because the whole reason why I really wanted to start this podcast is because of you. Because every time that something comes up, right, where I see posts about like, intuitive eating or body image or raising girls or doing this or that or whatever, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to talk to Amber. Amber is the person that we will go back and forth. If you if you're listening, I know you have those friends where you're like, you send 1,500 voice messages and then you think, shoot, she's going to see this and think I'm insane and something's wrong. But it really was just 15 to 20 voice messages of, okay, we got to talk about this. And then I just talk about it. And then you respond back with 15 to 20 and it's just fabulous. So it's
the opposite. I get so excited.
Same. I'm the same way. So that's where this whole Pretty Powerful podcast came from, was we have these deep conversations and I just kept thinking, oh my gosh, women need to have these types of conversations. We need to have a safe space to just share, like, what are our thoughts? What are our opinions? What are our beliefs? Be open to hearing different ideas, because you and I have different ideas and thoughts and things that we walk away just feeling so much more like, okay, we feel seen and heard. We're not alone. But then also, like, now I have all these other ideas because Amber shared her thoughts that I didn't think before. So,
well, and it's also like, we don't always agree. Like, I think that's really important to mention too. Like, we're not always on the same page. We don't always agree. And I feel like it's so rare because we will talk and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, okay, I see your side. I see your perspective. And that's so rare and beautiful. And it makes me really happy.
Yeah, same. So my friends, like I said, you are in for a treat. This is Amber Haehnel. She is an author, a mom, anthropologist, marriage and family therapy student, self-love and recovery addict for all things healing. And today we are just rolling. We have no script. We have no questions. We are just talking all things self-love, trauma, healing, bodies, all the things that just come to our minds that we just truly feel that we need to talk about. So I'm obsessed with you and I'm so excited to have you here. So this is a Pretty Powerful podcast. So I would love to hear from you, Amber, a pretty powerful moment, right? So just something random that maybe in the past week or the past month or something positive, like a positive, powerful moment that you've experienced to just make us all think like, wow, that's so freaking powerful, to just keep searching for the positive power in our lives. Have you experienced anything like that recently?
Oh, for sure. I feel like you have to look, not necessarily that you have to look for it, but you do have to kind of keep your eyes open to it. One, I want to say I'm also obsessed with you.
Thank you.
But I will tell you, like, one of the most powerful things I've seen over the course of like the last 3 months is a very, very good friend of mine healing, coming into her own, realizing things about herself, getting diagnoses about herself.
It's the same to me.
I don't know. And just watching that inspires me so much to be more authentic to myself. And just, I keep reminding her that every time she puts something out there about her story, it's inspiring people. It's inspiring me so much. And that's definitely something I just love, seeing women come into their own, realizing their power. It's just the most amazing thing to watch.
It really is. Yes, girl. As I would tell my girls, yes, girl.
Yes.
So I love that. And I love that it just reminds us to keep our eyes open to other humans that are doing awesome things. I think we can get so bogged down with finding and seeing the negative in other humans that it's so important to just like purposefully look for that positive that's happening. So
yeah, and we're trained so much. I hate to use the word trained, but we're trained so much to look for the negative. Like we get more excited about the negative than the positive anymore. And so yeah, when you start to look for that positive, oh man. And there is toxic positivity. We all know that. But
right.
when you look for that beauty and that positivity, it's incredible. And it makes you feel more powerful.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. So, okay, I've been binging kind of because I was on flights and my internet went out. Of course, that always happens, right? The Wi-Fi. And I was like, I downloaded the podcast. Why isn't it happening? So, Amber, you have a bomb.com podcast where you are literally reading your book.
Yeah.
And a few things have stuck out to me that I really want to make sure that we get into here. And we can wait till later, but I just wanted to call out for a second. You talk about triggers, and I loved the episode where you talk about the ice, right? And I know that was a really hard, challenging chapter for you to read. But it was just so, again, you were just talking about like how the ice triggers you and your thoughts and all the things. And so I think it'd be really valuable to talk about that. I love how your message, right? I want you to share in your own words, like your book and what you talk about and your experiences, but you really share. I wasn't expecting, if I'm going to be honest, okay, I listened to your podcast. I was like, I don't really know anyone, right, that personally, like in my small space, that identifies, right, as an alcoholic. And I was, so I was like, I don't know, like, what will I gain from this? And that sounds terrible because we're friends, but that's really, I was like, I don't know. But you talk about how your journey through that, it's how it's yours. It's not theirs. It's not about the person that, you've had that experience with. It's your journey and what you're doing, like the triggers of like what you're doing to go through your emotions and to get right with you and to create that self-love. And so you also, through the podcast, share how, I wrote this book so long ago and now I might have different thoughts.
Yeah. So let me tell you, like the basis behind this, I was going to do an audiobook because that's where it's at, right? The audiobooks are amazing. But I'm like, if I do an audiobook, I can't interact with people. I can't go back and say like, oh, wait, that's not correct. I shouldn't have done that or shouldn't have said whatever the case may be, or I feel differently now. I can't do all of that. So I'm like, why not just do a podcast where I can, after the fact, explain where I was, how I moved forward, or what I would change, what I would do differently. There's so many things I would have done differently. And just, it's so much better, I think, to me than an audiobook.
But what I love about that message, though, for me, what I took from that is, so many of us, we put things off, right? Even starting a podcast, put it off because we think, what if I say something that is going to offend someone? Yeah. What if I say something that later on I don't agree with anymore? We learn, we grow, there's new research, we have new experiences. So I might say a word now that I feel confident and comfortable using. And then years down the road, I might be thinking, why did I ever think that was a good word to use to explain this? Yeah. And so what you're doing is you're giving us permission. This is how I take your podcast. It's giving people permission like me to say, start the freaking podcast, write the freaking book. Yeah. If down the road you change your mind, you're allowed, you're human. And so I just wanted to applaud you for that, because I think that is, I know that wasn't like the purpose of the book, but that was a big thing that I took away from your podcast that I think all of us can really lean into of, you're not stuck where you are. You can try something and then change your mind and say something different and then come back like you're doing and saying, actually, I don't agree with that, or I would do this different. And that's okay. I'm not the same person I was when I did it before. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Wow. That's just amazing. That made me feel really good. And I have to tell you, there was one, cause you recorded these podcasts and you put them out later, but there was one where I was just getting really heated. And so I turned it off. I'm like doing all of my additions, getting it uploaded, whatever. And I was like, that was some real Danielle energy.
I love that.
It totally was. I'm like, man, I was like passionate because I love how passionate you get. It just makes my heart so happy. And yeah, I just stopped and I was like, ooh, all right. That was some Danielle energy. I like it.
Danielle energy. I should trademark that. No.
You should trademark that.
That's great. I love it. Well, since you bring up the word passion, let's jump in. Like, I will just pour it into all of everyone listening. Tell us what your true main passion, like, what is your passion? When you hear that word, like, what comes to mind for you?
Oh man, passion, recovery in all way. Like it's that question of when someone asks you, like, what could you talk about for, 5 hours without any prompts, without any, that's it. That's it. It's recovery. I went through it. That's what's so difficult to get on this little tangent is like, I have a loved one that is in recovery, obviously my husband, but I didn't know that I needed my own. Like, I didn't know that. And like, so many people don't know that friends, family members, anyone affected needs their own recovery. And talking about that, that's my passion. And that is what made me start school again. Like, I'm just a professional student over here. But I'm like, I really want to do this. I want to be a therapist. I want to help people. And so that's what's geared me, toward all of that. And now, oh my gosh, I could go on and on, but now I am learning about like, we can talk about this like all day, but now I'm learning about maternal mortality rates, especially among women of color, which is just making me so angry and passion filled with that and fighting for women in general, but especially women of color. Like it's disgusting and horrible for our country. Again, we can do a whole separate topic on that. But just learning about so many different things, and especially in the mental health field, like that's 100% where my passion is.
Yeah. So no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Continue. No, I just was going to say we all need better mental health. Everyone.
For sure. Yeah. 100%. So how did you get to this point? Like, how did you give us a little bit of your backstory, right? Like I mentioned, anthropology, you've written a book, you've done the things. So like, how did Amber get to today?
Oh my gosh. That's like, whew, it's longer
with your passion, right? with recovery. Like, how did you go from studying anthropology, years ago, and now you're here? Like, what were some of the pivotal changing moments that kind of got you to this point where you stepped more into your power that maybe you didn't even know was there?
So a lot of things, right? I mean, obviously my husband's addiction and working through all of that. I mean, I know there are so many people who are like, why didn't you leave? Like, this is why I didn't leave. He's amazing. He's the best person I know. And now we have a beautiful little girl and this is why. But I mean, that figuring out my own recovery and realizing like, I can't allow other people's actions to affect my emotions and my decisions. Huge change.
Repeat that.
I can't allow other people's actions to affect my emotions and decisions.
That's good, sister.
Yeah. And it's so true because I was allowing that to happen for so long. I talk in my podcast about gaslighting and realizing that I had been gaslit for years and actually what that actually means, right? It's so deep. It runs so deep.
Wait, man. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Yeah. Tell me more about gaslighting.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So in my personal experience, I was made to believe that I was crazy for 3 years of my life. I was made to believe that I was making things up in my head. This wasn't real, especially around drinking. It's really, really hard to know that someone is intoxicated. They're not following through with their recovery. And they're telling you over and over, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. And you're crazy. Like you need to get help. You're controlling all these things. Like you start to believe that, right?
Yeah.
You truly start to believe that. And so I started therapy because I was like, okay, I need help. I'm crazy. I'm driving myself crazy. It is crazy making. But I started getting therapy, and I remember the day that my therapist looked at me and said, "You do realize that you're not controlling. Like you're not controlling at all, right? You're just trying to make a bad situation better." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." I'm pretty sure I burst into tears probably because I had spent years thinking like I need to get help because I'm such a controlling person and I don't want to be that person. And it's like, no, I was just trying so hard, so desperately to make a bad situation better.
Yeah.
And that was a pivotal moment. Honestly, you, for sure, a million times over, helped me to one, find my voice, find personal development, which I never knew what that was before.
Same.
Right? Just encouraged me to be a better person and to work on myself. And that was huge. Our journey together over, oh my gosh, so many years. Like, not even, I just realized, like, not even these last, 10 years? It's like we knew each other at 8 years old, right? Something like that. I don't know.
So
I
weird.
don't know.
It's so weird and great how like life works.
It is.
It's so funny. Because I do think of, like the last 10 years of going on our journeys together of, just life. But we have known each other since we were little.
Like we were completely different humans.
For sure. And we're allowed to change. And I love that about life.
Exactly. And that's so important too, is realizing that, it's so funny. I look back on like Facebook memories and these posts that I made, gosh, who knows, 12 years ago. I'm like, wow, I am a very different person with very different views.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's really cool. And I feel like so many people think that is like self-admitting that you're wrong, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm happy to admit when I was wrong, or happy to admit that I have grown. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do, right? So, it's interesting. And definitely everyone should have permission to just look back and go, maybe I wasn't right,
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I appreciate your vulnerability so much through, you open up and share how you made the one post, about starting a new year. And so if you're listening now, you just got to go listen to the podcast, sharing in the show notes, all the things, and buy the book. But I really love listening to Amber. I love listening to you, talk it out and share. It just has a different feel than just reading. So I just, you just get really so raw and real and vulnerable. But again, I think so many people think of addiction and we always put it on the other person. And so what I think is really cool through your story and your journey is you really put it, not that you put it on yourself, because you don't put it on yourself, but you say, I get to be in recovery too. I get to figure out what my triggers are. I get to figure out what I think, how I feel, and moving through that process to create that self-love that Amber, you talk so much about. And also, we are, I know, so aligned with that women should make choices that are right for them. Right. And make choices that are right for you. So I love that, and you just shared here that, you chose to stay because he's an awesome, amazing human. And so you made the choice that was right for you in the period of your life that was, like it was the right choice for you. So many women think that they have to make a choice based on what everyone else around them thinks, feels, and the societal pressure. And sometimes there are plenty of times where it is important for a woman to leave a certain situation.
Absolutely.
If she's able to and it's safe, and that's for a whole different podcast.
Oh man.
I worked at a domestic violence shelter, so like that's one of my big passions. So like there's situations where that's safe and it's important to do, and then there's other times where you get to make the choice that it's right for you to stay, and it's no one else gets to make the choice for you. So I love that you share that so openly. So we talk about self-love. So what is your definition of self-love?
Self-love is loving yourself wholly right now, right in this moment, regardless of anything, like really. And I don't know, I feel like it's become so what's the word I'm looking for? Like woo woo. I don't know. I don't know what the word is,
Yeah.
but and it's like this, it's so serious. Like it's fun, but it's so serious in the fact that it's not like woo woo. It's not going to get pedicures. It's not taking it back. Like those are self-care items. Self-love is truly, like you say, looking in the mirror and loving who you are, being proud of who you are, knowing that you have the power and confidence to stand in what you need. And like you said, regardless of what other people are saying, doing, feeling, all of it. I will tell you a quick little story. I had, so I work professionally, I work in the construction industry right now. And I had what we call a job walk for a project at Meow Wolf. Do you know Meow Wolf? I
No.
think there's one in Columbus. Okay.
Oh.
So you'll have to look it up. It's super, super cool. It's like all this crazy, I don't even know how to explain it. Look it up. Everybody look up Meow Wolf. There's like a little section called Omega Mart. Anyway, they took us up to the second floor, which is where all the employees are. And I'm just looking at these employees who are super happy. They're all dressed like clearly you dress for yourself today. You
Mm.
dress for you, girl. Like you look so good and confident. And like I get really envious because I don't have style. Like I just wear jeans and t-shirts. Like that's my jam. And so I look at people, I'm like, how did you put that together with stripes and polka dots and like hot pink shoes? And you just look phenomenal and you're owning it. And I guess that's another powerful moment. I just was looking at these people like, oh man, you just, you're awesome. You're
Yeah.
awesome. And you make me smile and you're smiling and you just look so great. And that to me, it's like, again, it's not all about, I feel like I just explained all about looks, but it's like you carry yourself with such confidence. And that's self love to me that
Yeah.
you are doing what you want to do. Like your freaking wedding dress,
Air quotes.
beautiful. Like it just, I was like, she's doing what's right for her. And then I saw the pictures of you in like the Nikes and I'm like, oh, come on. I love this. It just was so you and unapologetic and what you wanted, regardless of. I think there was a video you posted where your dad sees you for the
Mm.
first time, and he's like, "I didn't know what to expect. It's Danielle."
And yes, so thank you for saying that. But those things can be like, those things can be hard,
Yeah,
right?
very
To
hard.
go completely against, and to go against the grain, but not because you just want to be different, but because that's who you truly are, right?
Yeah,
Like I didn't
yeah,
wear pants because I was like, I want to be different than everybody else. I wore pants because I tried on so many dresses and I was like, yo, this is not me. Like this doesn't
no,
feel, it just didn't feel right to
yeah,
me. And I tried
yeah,
so hard to be like, oh, wear a dress. But I was like,
yeah,
oh, this is dumb. What am I doing?
yeah.
And then I went on this whole mission of trying to find the pants. And let me tell you, it is not easy to find
No.
pants for a wedding. Like ones that like you still feel cute in, but are like, so it was like this whole thing. And then the whole year, I started doubting myself like we all do when
Yeah,
we're
of
going through like
course.
self-love journey is like, oh my gosh, did I make the right choice? Is this too over the top? Are people going to say something? Should I have done this? Should I have just done, all the shoulds that we
All the
have.
shoulds. You
So
just should it all over yourself.
we all should all over ourselves.
We do.
So what would you tell, the amazing humans that are listening and they're like, okay, Amber is so incredible. She's gone on this journey. She's going through therapy and self-love and now she's going to become a therapist and, and going on this journey. And you, Amber, are so, confident. And I don't want to say that because when people say that to me, sometimes I feel really weird because I'm like, oh, if you only knew, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're all
Absolutely.
working through our confidence, but you come across so confident and just full of self-love. And I know that you have so many tips and tricks and strategies for this, and you have a whole book about self-love, so everyone's going to go buy it. But what would you say? I don't know, 2-3 tips if someone's on this and they're like, I can't make choices that are right for me. I struggle with that. I don't know how
Mhm.
to wear something that feels really good to me because I'm afraid of being judged. Like, how would you tell someone to start their self-love journey?
Oh my goodness. Okay, for one, it never ends. Like let's make that really clear. It's not like self-love is this goal that you have that you're going to reach.
Mm.
It's never like, it never ends. You're constantly working toward just being more loving to yourself.
Mm.
And so that's really important. We say like, we're on this journey. No, we're on this journey forever. And we are constantly changing. So you're going to constantly fall in love with different versions of yourself along the way. As far as, what did you say? Like making decisions? Man, that's really hard. It's really hard because even when you feel good, sometimes you're still going to have doubts. You're still going to doubt yourself and think like, oh man, I really love this, but what are other people going to think? And it's so easy to say like, it doesn't matter what other people think.
Mm.
But it does. I mean, we still have that, we've been trained our whole lives to care about what other people think.
Well, and also, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this or not, but I actually think that I am concerned about people who actually don't care what other people think.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? If you don't care, if you don't care about other humans, like that's where we get issues because you don't care about other humans. I want you to care about what I think. I don't want you to make choices based on what I think, but I want you to care about what I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a little unnormal. Is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word.
We're making it one now.
We're making it one now. Here we are, 2 college graduates, master's degree level college graduates.
Anthropology and sociology. They didn't teach us how to say the words. We did not our own learn. Words.
English was like one class, guys. Yeah. Let us go. So it's now I don't even.
It's not normal to not think. I think we were going with it. You were saying normal.
Unnormal. To not care what people think. Like that's a completely normal human reaction. And we are all human. I mean, you're going to have days where you feel really great. And this, again, a whole other topic, but this is also why, side note, little pitch here, why it's so important to know and track your own hormones. Because if you track them and you know them, you're going to realize like the days that you don't feel so great are probably the days that your hormones are like a little out of whack in our cycle. And that's important to know because that's not your fault. And so you can literally look in the mirror and go, I don't feel great about myself today. Dang hormones. It's fine. I'm going to feel better in 3 days. No big deal.
Okay, I'm going to get us sidetracked a million times.
I love it.
Okay, but you said if you don't track your hormones, like, you don't know. If someone right now doesn't track their hormones and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, sister, what would, like, where can they start with that? I know that's not like what we're talking about today, but.
Yeah. Okay. Start with period tracker for sure. Okay. Lots of apps.
Like an app?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's the app I have? I think it's called My Calendar.
Okay.
You start with that and then just I'm not even kidding you. Google a tiny bit of research on the hormonal cycle, the, menstrual cycle, basically, right? I mean, that's what it is. And you can see, like, I'm not even kidding you. It's going to come up as a picture on Google and you can see like, these are the different phases and this is where you're at. And in this phase, you have super low estrogen. Like, okay, well, we're going to feel tired. We're going to feel bloated. We're going to, all the things. And that's okay. And so, again, I could talk about this forever.
And I love that we wait here with self-love because I don't, again, self-love, you go to Pinterest and it's like, love yourself. Don't care what people think. Wear bright colored hair, do your nails. Yeah. And it, like you said, it's so much deeper. And again, if you're trying to love yourself, and I've never thought of it, like I've never put this together. So I love that you just did this. I've never thought of self-love as just really digging into like your menstrual cycle. I'm saying, I can utilize that to create more self-love because if I understand what's happening in my body, right? Like how much power is that I can control that, not control because it's out of my control really, but I can at least understand what's happening so then I can plan life or, oh my gosh, like you said, give yourself permission to just be like, it's not my fault.
It's not my fault. It's hormones. It's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
And again, it's like, it's super easy to find sorry, I don't know if you can hear my kid back there.
I can't. Girlfriend, we've already, you got kids, I got got a dog. I heard my dogs already. I got neighbors. They decided to all
mowing the grass.
me.
You got leaf blowers going. It's fine.
Cool.
Everything's
This is real
fine.
world.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, if you start to realize like where you are in that every single month, right? You can start to realize where you can, I don't know, take a little break. Or again, we talk about workouts, eating right, all of the things because you love yourself, not like, again, I know you and I both, like, we have definitely given ourselves workouts as like punishment, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, oh, I ate this, so I need to work out. And if you just reframe that and go, like your post lately about being on vacation and working out, like I had the same thought. I'm like, this person's on vacation. What are they doing? It's because I want to feel good today. I want to treat my body well. I want to feel strong. And I just want to feel better all around. And you know damn well that a workout is going to do that for you. And that's it. I mean, just taking care of yourself because you want to be a better version of you. I follow, I don't know if she's like a influencer or what, Jenna Kutcher, but she talked about losing weight, getting healthy, all of the things because she wanted to feel vibrant.
Mm.
And so she put like vibrancy over her, workout space or whatever. And I loved that so much. Because I'm like, yeah, I want to feel vibrant. Like, what? Yes, I love that word.
For that.
I know. So that made me really feel like, yes, that's self-love, is that you're not working out. Like, I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to do these things, but I want to feel vibrant. Wow, that's self-love. That is self-love.
Oh, I love it so much. So much good stuff here. Like all the little things I never expected us to get to. So good.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed. So, okay. A couple more questions and then we're going to go into rapid fire fun questions.
Oh, I love rapid fire.
When was a time in your life, because I like to think of, we talk about being powerful, right? And I think so often we focus on how can we become more confident to become powerful in the future without realizing that we've been really freaking powerful in the past. And like our past is kind of like our superpower to like, if I was powerful in this moment, then that means I can be powerful again in another moment. So and you might have already kind of shared and touched on things, but if there was a time in your life where you would say that like you really stepped into your power without realizing you even did it, or, your confidence just like exploded because maybe you had no other choice but to take action. Like when was a moment in your life and how do you feel like you actually were able to do that?
Well, of course, the ultimate moment in my life where I felt the most powerful, the most confident was when I had my daughter.
Yeah. Ooh.
I felt like I was conquering the world. I just birthed a human. What? How?
I know.
What? I even felt it was so crazy. I even felt so good about my body because I'm like, my body just did this. What? This is amazing. And let me tell you, as someone who did not expect to really ever have children, I was terrified. And all I could think for 9 months of my life was like, this thing has to come out of me. And I was terrified. But then it was like, I got there, the process started, and I just knew what to do. It was crazy. It was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. And I felt so powerful. And I felt like you're going to do what I say. You know what I mean? Like it was so, I don't know how to explain it. It was just like, I knew every decision I made was the right one. I wish I could feel that way all the time.
Yeah.
Because I think it was more than me, right? It's more than me. It's her. And I know everything I'm doing is the right thing to do. It was amazing. It felt so powerful. And then prior to that, the most powerful I felt was, I Reader's Digest version of this. I was in a therapy session with my husband. He got kicked out of the therapy session because he was intoxicated. And my therapist said, you need to make a decision today on what you want to do. And it needs to happen today. And it needs to be your decision. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. And I went home that night And I just went, listen, you have to go to rehab or we cannot be together anymore.
Mm.
And that was probably the most powerful, because without that moment, our daughter wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But it was so powerful. And I felt so like everything clicked. And I'm like, this is the right thing. This is the right thing. And I have to be okay with the outcome. And I have to detach from the outcome. Whatever he chooses to do is on him. And I'm detached from it. And no matter what, I'm going to be okay. And don't get me wrong, it took a lot of therapy. It took a lot of work to get to that point. But those are two moments in my life where I felt the most powerful in a very good way. And also like, these are mine. It's rare that I have felt that way where I just know these are the right decisions. I know this is what needs to happen. I'm so confident in this. And I feel like it takes those really big moments for you to realize, okay, this is right. I mean, it takes really big moments and even some little moments, but the more you have those moments and make those decisions where this is what I need, and you speak what you need, it's going to get easier. And it's going to become a little bit more natural for you to continue doing that. I mean, just thinking quickly recently, I know nobody that I work with is going to listen to any podcast probably. But recently, I was told some things that were expected of me at work. And I just looked right at them and I said, if that's what you expect, you have the wrong person. I'm not going to do these things. And my God, what? Like, I was nervous, but so proud of myself because I have spent years going above and beyond and not getting anything for that. And don't get me wrong, go above and beyond. It's the right thing to do, but not when it's expected on a regular basis and you're not getting compensated for that. And I just remember saying like, you have the wrong person, you should probably find someone else. And I'm like, ugh, what did I just do? But I felt so good about it,
Yeah.
And I just laughed because I'm like, I wasn't looking for a job when I found this one, so I'll figure it out.
I love that. And it's when you shared, I was getting goosebumps, especially with your husband, because you say like, yeah, that was powerful. I felt confident. Like I knew, but at the same time, it probably feels terrifying,
Oh,
right?
it's terrifying.
Like, just like the job, right? Like, oh my God, what if? We always go to like, what if? What if they do say, cool, peace, we're done with you. We don't need you then.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, cool. I have a family. I got some bills.
I got no job. Great. This is great. Everything's fine.
It's so fun.
But I think when you're making decisions that are right for you and following what you need and what you want, it is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It is very scary. I think about you, when you quit your job with Ohio State, like how terrifying was that?
Right. Yeah.
But did it feel like absolutely the right thing to do? Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. You can be both, right? You can be both excited and confident and know you're making the right choice. And you can also be terrified and wanting to poop your pants and freaking out because.
Yeah, I think you should feel both at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's probably when okay, this is the right thing because I am terrified.
Yeah, that's so true. But I also love that, you said, the more you make those types of decisions, whether they can be big decisions, right? Having a baby is like a big thing.
Oh
so like, hello? That's the thing, but it can be as simple as every day, just, I don't feel like working out. I don't want to work out, but I know, right? Like in my gut, I know that would make me feel good. I know it would make me feel powerful. So I get to make that decision. And every time we make those small decisions, we step more into our confidence, right? Or just gosh. You said the person wearing like the pink shoes, like you put on one pink shoe and you're like, oh, okay. So I think it's
just totally made me think of this 100%. When you make those small decisions, you're building trust in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're building trust, which turns into confidence.
Yeah.
Because you trust yourself. Like that's part of self-love too. I love that you brought that up because how we didn't mention that before, I don't know. But yeah, when you say, okay, I'm going to start this workout program, or I'm going to walk on the treadmill every day for 10 minutes because I want to feel better. And you do that, well, you're just building trust in yourself every single
Like,
time.
yeah, like I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I will do that, and I can continue doing that. And same with, you saying, I think it's interesting. So it's both, you mentioned, how, with your therapist, you said, I don't know. I don't know what my decision is supposed to, like, I don't know what my decision is. But then you went home and you're like, no, this is it. This is what we're doing. And so do you feel like that was almost like a gut instinct that you were maybe pushing down because you didn't want to think about it or want to make a decision? But then when you really thought about it, you're like, my gut is telling me this is what's going to happen. So this is what's going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I was pushing it down because it's like, okay, we have a home. We have a home. We have all these things together. At the time, we didn't have our daughter, but we have all these things together. And of course, that question of like, what if he chooses to continue drinking and I have to leave? What, like, that's my boundary. And like, what if that happens? I don't want that to happen, but what if that's his decision? And I think it just clicked. Yeah, my gut was like, if that's his decision, that's his decision. You can't let his actions dictate your emotions or decisions. And that, yeah, it just kind of clicked. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be okay. I don't want this. I am terrified of this. I don't even know what I'm going to do if he does choose that route. And yeah, it was, yeah. I think it was definitely my gut, but I was just pushing it down because I'm like, oh man, what if? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think as women, as women, we get to listen to our guts more because if we listen to them more, we would make more decisions confidently because we know we just allow the self-doubt to creep in and push down because we've been told for so long that we might not know the right answers and other people might be smarter than us and know more and do more. And so like, we don't know. But we do know what we want. We do know.
Yeah. And I think there's also, side note, a voice that says, it's been done. It's been done. It's been done. Like that was my voice for sure. When I thought about a podcast, when I thought about anything I've done, I'm like, oh, that's been done. It hasn't been done by you. It hasn't been done by you. And when you, again, like you just start, and like that builds up the confidence muscle too.
I love it. Well, I mean, mic drop. I think we can just, that's how we bring it around. Cause you brought up again, how like the emotions, all the things, and just how start, right? And I love that we're finishing this way because this is the very first podcast guest interview that I've had. And I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
And so it just is like the perfect moment to be like, okay, if you're listening to this, you get to trust your gut. You get to make more of those choices, small, big choices that will lead to that confidence and lead to that self-love that everyone's preaching, but they just want to put the band-aids, right? The affirmations, the getting your nails done, but the real,
which are all good too, right? Those are all good things too. It's just not, it's not that deeper level. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like Amber has shared, it's making that confident choice and just trusting your gut and knowing that you know exactly what the choice is to make. Okay, so before I let you go, Amber, we have to do rapid fire questions because I really promised you 30 minutes, but I know it's been over.
We both knew this would not be 30 minutes.
We could be here for 3 hours and like still be going on because you bring up other things. I'm like, oh yeah, we could go there.
Honestly, we've done pretty good. If you ask me, we've done pretty good.
We have. Okay, so quick questions. What are the main things that are on your For You page?
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Funny stories about my daughter, and self-love probably. Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Okay. So we don't believe in
For You page is like other people's, right? Yeah. I don't know how any of this works. So it's not funny stories about my daughter. That's what I post.
Yeah.
On my For You page is like funny animal. Just anything funny.
Funny. Okay.
You funny got animals usually.
Animals. I love it. Okay, we don't believe in cheat meals around here, but if you could only choose one treat special meal for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard question. Probably pizza.
Oh, do you have
any kind of pizza?
Oh,
any. Okay. I love all pizza.
I I want pizza.
I'm like, tacos, pizza, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I love it. We went with pizza. I love it. Trust your gut. What's one movement or exercise that you enjoy that makes you feel powerful?
Riding the bike.
Ooh,
Riding a bike. Yes.
I love that.
For
Okay.
sure. And lifting heavy things, I suppose. Actually, lifting heavy things is probably the better answer.
Okay. Hey, there's no right or wrong answer. It's your answer. Okay, so we can do both. We can ride a bike and then lift our heavy weights. Okay?
Lift our heavy things, yes.
Lift our heavy things. Now, wait, okay, I have to ask. You, when you say heavy things, do you actually mean weights? Or do you just lift heavy things?
I do, no, I'm not like lifting my bike, no. I mean, I should be a little more specific. Yeah, I just grab random boxes of things. No, it's weights.
You just don't like, I love this though. Like, instead of calling them weights, because that sounds hard, like we just call them things. We just
we just lift heavy things.
I love it. All right, one show, you can only watch one show for the rest of your life. Which one do you choose?
Oh my. Grey's Anatomy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Who is one pretty powerful woman that has inspired you in your life?
You.
Oh, you stop. Choose someone else.
Choose someone else. Oh my gosh. It's like the everyday woman that is living her life for the best version of herself. Like that's my inspiration always.
I love that.
And you and my mom. Like there's so many people I could list.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, what does being pretty powerful mean to you?
Ooh, being pretty powerful means being authentic and stepping into your own power.
I love it.
The pretty powerful has been a part of my life for how long now? So long. And I just love, and even your logo, like I love the whole thing because it just looks so also that women can be pretty and powerful, right?
Yeah.
Both. We can have all the things. And that's what it encompasses for me.
I love that. If there was one powerful piece of advice that you could leave your daughter for her entire life, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. Oh, my little baby. Oh gosh. Live your life for you. Live it for you. Don't live it for me or your dad or anyone. Just live your life for you. And be you, and whatever that means. Whatever that means. Love who you want. Be who you want. Be kind to people. Just live your life for you.
I love that. Because so many of us, we do live our lives for other people, especially
all the time.
So I love that.
All the time. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay, what is a daily consistent habit that helps you step more into your confidence and self-love that you do?
Meditation.
Ooh, love
meditation. Even 5 minute, I know meditation, it's like, I can't be still. I can't do, I know. But even 5 minutes of a guided meditation is going to make you feel so much more calm and collected and cool. That's it.
I love it. And tell me one song that makes you feel powerful.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Is this bad? Because I know she's like getting some bad press right now, but Lizzo, like, I know she's getting some bad stuff right now, but I love me some Lizzo.
I don't know all the facts. All right.
Okay.
It's about the song. Okay.
Somebody's going to be like, you should do more research on Lizzo.
Okay. And maybe we do need to do more research on Lizzo, but now we're talking about the song.
Right now, the song. And what is the song?
I don't know.
Feeling. Oh my gosh. Danielle.
I wish I could sing it for you, but I don't know what it is.
I know.
There's so many good ones.
Are we going to edit this?
Sure. Or we can leave it in, because how many of us actually ever can remember what the name of a song is?
I can never remember, but it just, it makes about damn time.
Oh, yeah. That's such a good one.
It's so good. It just makes me feel so good. And I mean, music in general just makes me feel really good. But that song, I'm like, okay, all right. This is making me feel good.
No, I got this.
Yeah, like how do you not dance when that comes on?
I know, right? All right. All right, my friend, this has been so freaking amazing and so freaking powerful. So tell our friends where they can find you, learn more, hear more about your books, the podcast, whatever you want to share. Tell us where they can get more Amber in their life.
Oh, fantastic. So my books are on Amazon, and it's The Expedition, which is the self-love book, and Breaking the Silence, which is the book all about my journey through my husband's addiction. I'm on Instagram, amber.haehnel, if you want to put that in your show notes, because nobody knows how to spell my last name.
Yeah, of course.
And then my podcast is called Healing Space. And right now, it is all the chapters of my book and the reflection on each chapter. And then after that, who knows? Who knows? I'm probably going to do some interviews and, do all things healing. Why not?
All the things. I love it so much. All right. Any last words that we maybe didn't share that you would love to just leave our listeners with?
Oh, man. Just try your best to be the best version of you, whatever that looks like. And I love you. So there you go.
I love that. And I love you. Thank you so much for this amazing time together. I know we went over. I apologize, but sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. I did not. When you said 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, Danielle.
Hey, we set goals. We achieve some. We learn from others. It's totally fun. So thank you so much for this. You're amazing. I can't wait for everyone to hear this and to get more Amber in their lives. So friends, go subscribe, go get the books, go do all the things, and show Amber some love. All right, my friend, I will see you next time.
Thank you so much for having me here. I love this.